our 8-week habit change. I can't talk. But really, what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about this last week and how challenging it may have been for some of you. It was a week of Thanksgiving for many of you, and maybe you had to host, or maybe you had family over, or maybe you didn't have any family and you had your kiddos back home from school, or because ultimately what happened was it was a change in our norm. So, anytime there's a change in norm for your life, it's challenging, right? And it's hard to stay with habits when there is change. So what I want to say first of all is don't get discouraged. If you did not stay on track for this last week, that doesn't mean you're done, right? That doesn't mean the 8 weeks is over. What that does mean is that we need to rehone and refocus. What can you do to basically not restart, but keep going? How can you keep going in this time of challenge? Because you guys, for the next 4-ish weeks, it's gonna be tough. So we need to make these as easy as possible to add to our lives. So we've got 8 habits, or 1 habit, 2 habits, 3, however many you want to change for 8 weeks. That's how long we're going to focus on creating a change in our lives. So I will be honest with you, this last week did not go so hot for me. It started off the first 4 days extremely challenging emotionally and mentally. I struggle with anxiety, debilitating anxiety at times, and it's not something that I've had forever. And so it's something that when it hits, I don't know how to handle it. So, you guys, if life hits and you don't know how to handle it, you don't have to do it well all the time. So I want to release you of that. If you think that you need to show up and you need to put up what your best looked like yesterday, or what your best looked like a year ago, or what your best might look like in a week, you guys, you're only putting up what your best should look like each moment. All right. So this moment right now, if you go to AA, they tell you to like focus on each moment at a time, right? Not the day, not the hour, not the week, not the year, not the forever, but we're going to focus on each moment and how we can get back on track. Okay. So what do we need to do in each moment? So if this last week, hey, if this last week you had a really big struggle and you did not stay on track, that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to start, not over today. We're going to start our keep on going today. So what do you need to do? Was your week 1 goal easy enough to stay with? Then I want you to go back and I want you to keep doing your week 1 goal. Was your week 2 goal simple and easy enough for you to go back to and add that in? I want you to add that back in. Did week 3 not go well because you were overwhelmed with life? Or did week three's goal not go well because it was too big? Right? So sometimes what happens is we're like, I feel that snowball rolling down the hill. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do that fast that I really wanted to do. Or I'm going to cut out grains. Or I'm going to sign up for a gym membership. Or I'm going to buy a Peloton, right? We all of a sudden get these ideas in our head that, like, if I buy this one thing or I do this one thing, it's going to change who I am inherently. And I want to tell you, I've been a behavioral change specialist for some time now. I've been a personal trainer and a nutritional therapy practitioner for a long time now, and it doesn't work that way. All right? I'm going to tell you right now, buying the bike, if you are already a fitness person, it's going to help, okay? But if you think that buying that one thing is going to change who you are inherently, I want you to know it's just going to add to who you are. So what we want to do is we want to find things in our life that are just going to add to who we are so that we can make these small incremental changes to become that leveled up version of us. All right. There are things about each of us that we don't love. All right. And we're probably always going to have some sort of a struggle internally with who that person is. But we absolutely can take who we are with our imperfections and we can level that person up so we can have those imperfections and sparkle. All right. So if week 3 was a cluster F of epic proportion for you, I'm going to encourage you to keep going. Okay. Keep going. If you are noticing that the changes that you've made in your life are not necessarily the most important changes that you need to make, I encourage you to pivot and switch. I want you to figure out what it is that you really should be focusing on in life. And I'm going to share this with you. My week 4 goal is I'm going to regift or regive, donate or throw away, simply throw away. Um, and when I say throw away, I mean like recycle it if it can be recycled, garbage if it has to be garbage. 3 items every single day for the next 7 days. And ultimately, I hope that this is a habit that I can create through the next 21 days because I can tell you right now, as I look throughout my house, I probably have 3,000 things that I could regift or give or bless someone else with or help somebody else get to a higher level of who they want to be with. So that is my goal for this week. As always, you guys in the comments, or those of you that know me, you guys slide on over to Inspired Health and Fit on Facebook. And I appreciate many of you going on there and just sharing pardon me, what your goals are and what your changes are for your life. And ultimately, what that does is it just puts it out in the universe that one other person knows what you are signing up for, what you want to change within you. And it keeps us a little bit more accountable to ourselves. All right. So that is something that I am doing today. I will see you guys back here next Monday. I want to really encourage you this before I leave. Do not give up if you fail because you haven't failed. Okay. Failing is I've just decided not to do it anymore. Okay. Failing is I'm just not going to keep trying. I've just decided that this is where I'm going to stay. Um, Failing is not trying and not succeeding. That's not failing. All right. And I know that that's kind of what society tells us, but that's not failing. You guys, if you get to a hard week, if you get to a hard moment and you don't follow through with whatever your goal was, that's okay. Just be like, all right, I acknowledge that. I'm going to change these things in the future so that I can keep going and then keep going. You do not have to do this or anything in life perfectly. You don't even have to show up with like all, right? Like with everything that we should have in every moment, because every moment is not going to be the same. But what we do have to show up with is what our best is in each moment. Okay, so within each moment, we're going to show up with our best and we're going to put up our best. So you guys have a great week. I will see you back here next Monday at noon for our lunch message. Take care.